Portal wasn't nice, right?
No, the chest
the
is
treasure.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. You can grab the treasure now then.
Trap has not been detected in this room.
Oh, wait. Wow.
Bonus!
Wow. Okay. The trap still hasn't been found.
Found
Oh,
them both.
okay. Okay, dude.
I did water.
That was indeed lucky. Lol.
I was having fun with the lightning mob and leashing it because I was being dumb and tried to be greedy with lightning room. That's why. That's why Ace wasn't
Okay.
intercepted.
You're
It's
good.
all
I saw the YOLO tank and went, oh.
Yeah, I just leashed it. It was fine.
That fella was a hero. He fucking booked it to the treasure coffer.
Almost
Okay,
ended up
so-
in the portal.
Yeah. So we have another bleed trap in this room and a few big mobs. The Porogo, for instance. If it starts casting Toy Hammer, make sure you sleep it. But I don't think we will see it.
Good find, Pork.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pulling the ice mobs. Focus the Porogo, please. The bigger the mob, the more important it is. Can keep focusing the Porogo. The ghost just hits hard. I'm gonna grab this Calca. I'll make sure to focus the Calca. If it casts Terrifying Glance, make sure you're not standing in front of her. Alright, let's clean up these mobs, and then we'll proceed to the support hallway.
I got the left side if you want the right, Pork.
Again, same deal. Our Perceptors are trying to find the traps inside the support rooms. We're just gonna kill these two ghosts in the hallway. Do we have a tank for each group? No, right? There was one missing.
No.
Okay,
Group
so
5's missing a tank.
all right. I have Tozer here. You can join your group.
That's me.
So after we kill these thingies, you can go to group 5 room. By the way, the rooms. So looking at the map, you can see that there are 3 rooms at the top row and 3 rooms at the bottom row. Groups 1, 2, and 3 will be the first, the second, and the third rooms from left to right at the top. 4, 5, and 6 will be the first, the second, and the third from left to right at the bottom row. So Tozer, you're gonna go to group 5.
Already there, buddy.
If the tanks want to pop in Vuln and eat the trap inside the room, that's fine. Can I get my trap, please? Buddy? All right, so please make sure your party is ready. We are going to step inside the blue buttons, and we're going to spawn mobs that hit really hard. So if you're not an Indom tank, I suggest you put your major to defense, get your tank stance on. Everyone wait for the tank to grab aggro, and then you can start hitting the mobs.
Oh, I'm trolling. That's my bad.
Again, any and all AoEs are very deadly. Make sure you do not stand inside them. we have any problems? Nope, we're good. If you missed a chest, there was one by Raiden's Arena, which is fast. There was one by Art in the Way. And we got the one in Heights Room. So if you missed any of those, here's your chance to go back. At this point, we're going to make our way to the hallway again and wait for support to kill the Fate. That makes us able to kill AV. Okay, I was late to the hallway. Hope no one died.
One, but they bounced.
Oh. Thank God.
I'm gonna pull Sentinel.
Okay, so can I cast her get ready for sleep? Perfect. Pull the Bibliotap. So support is dead at 2046 or XX46. Do not go up to AV. Stand by the bridge so we can get protecting shell. We're going to wait a few minutes till support makes it in through their portals, just like we did it at the start. So if you want to take a break, now's the time. Got around, what, 8 minutes? Something like that. Yes. Mergen? So Arga has pulled a couple of Skatines here. They do not, their AoE is not fatal. They are used to build gauge. Please do not kill the Skatine. Just build your gauges, and if you stand inside the AoE, you will get a cool slow-mo effect on your emotes.
I have a quick question since we're waiting.
Sure, go ahead.
I have a friend who's joined supports, but it seems like they didn't complete the quest to actually unlock BA. Are they still able to join support and still come in to BA with us, or no?
I don't think so,
No.
because you need the quest to get the buff. Or am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you gotta get the quest done.
Okay.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get the buff from Omni.
Okay.
Or
perfectly
from
fine.
the support fate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Wanted to make sure, and they were in support. They were in support party for a little bit, trying to figure out themselves. And looks like they won't be able to complete it in time.
Well, we have runs happening all the time. Tell them to DM me. I can make sure they get in the run.
Okay, I'll let them know. They're in VC as well, so I'll let them know.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
No worries.
Alright, here we go. Somebody's got the plate open. Once you have Protect and Shell, step up to the stairs leading up to AV so the one person doing Protect and Shell can just pick off the rest of us.
So in dumb tanks, soon we'll refresh on the trap. I got 5 minutes on me. What is the status of support group? I don't know if Lumi's in here.
They just turned red. People are joining.
All right. Thank you. Do you want to do this now? Okay. On my invuln then. 3, 2, 1. Invuln. Go in. So once support gets in, we're gonna split them up into the parties. I know there are a few parties without 8 people. We'll do our best to split it up. Okay, so we're all in. How many are in support? 6? Yeah. Well, I got room for one. What are the other groups looking like?
5's got room for 3.
Okay,
We
So
have
that's-
one for one.
5. Okay, so do you need any roles specifically? I think Sky needs a tank.
Yes.
Okay. So I think support can drop, so we can pick them up. Sounds good. Yeah, are there any tanks in the support group? If you can yell Cheesecake by AV, Sky can pick you up. There you go.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Lumi. Cheesecake DPS. Got him. So any groups with a spot, make sure to grab the people that don't have a party. If you have Protecting Shell and you are in a party, make sure you cross the purple line to let us know you're ready. 3 people without parties. Any group with a slot, or no? Maybe shouldn't have dropped the support then.
I've still got one more in 5. I just don't know who the hell's looped.
Gotcha. Well.
Got him, Pork.
So we got Lux and Ryu without a party? Is that it? Yeah, maybe we're gonna have to support again. Oh no, Lux got a party. So it's just Ryu.
We still have one in our party.
One slot?
Yeah. Yoi
So
needs
okay.
to.
Okay, so if you don't have a party, if you're not in a party right now, please shout Cheesecake so that he can grab you. The rest, if you have a party and you got Pro Shell, make sure you cross the purple line to AV. So we can sort this out. Okay. Well, looks like everyone's in. So okay. Green is gonna call EV.
All right.
Yeah. Wait. Just what Mira
Sure.
said is important. We got these next couple of fights are hard and rages, so we ask that you use your food. If you have pots you'd like to spend, make sure to do that as well. Sorry, go ahead, Green.
No problem. I'm just going to touch on a couple things for AV. I want to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to touch on two mechanics. The first is Medusa's Javelin. This is a large 90-degree cone that AV does. It's basically impossible if you're at max range from AV to dodge. It's going to cover the whole arena. So for this reason, ranged, you're going to play like a melee this fight, and we're all going to stay within melee range of AV at most points in the fight. The second mechanic I'm going to talk about is Turbulent Ether. This is an orb plus a tether on 8 players in the raid. It's either going to be light or dark, and there's also going to be 4 puddles of each color, light or dark. The way we resolve this mechanic is in the following manner. So after Turbulent Ether comes out, what's going to happen is these orbs are going to start traveling towards you after a short delay. If they come in contact with you, they'll explode for a ton of damage and put a damage down on you and everyone around you. So to avoid this, when Turbulent Ether comes out, we're not going to resolve it right away because there is that delay. What's going to happen second is Medusa's Javelin is going to be immediately followed by Turbulent Ether. So we're first going to check our orb and tether to see if we have one and spread out within melee range of AV. And then next, we're going to dodge Medusa's Javelin. Stay within melee range to do so. And then third, immediately after we dodge the Javelin, we're going to find a puddle of the opposite color and sit in the puddle and soak our orb. 1 per puddle. If you can't accomplish this, because Turbulent Ether is a time mechanic, what you're going to do instead, don't try and go across the room to get to a puddle. Just try and get to the edge of the arena and soak your orb and Magia defense. You won't die, you'll still take a damage down, but it's much more preferable that you take that solo instead of putting that on the rest of the raid. AV is all about opposites. Opposites always resolve on AV, including Turbulent Ether. So again, we're going to stay within melee range to dodge Medusa's Javelin. When Turbulent Ether comes out, we're going to spread out stay within melee range and check our orb and tether. Note if we have one, but do not resolve it yet. Then we're going to dodge Medusa's Javelin and then go to a puddle of the opposite color, 1 per puddle. If we can't do that, we're going to get to the edge of the arena and soak the orb and Magia defense. Besides that, Indom tanks, if you just want to leave your tank stance on. All other tanks, you can turn your tank stance off. Once we're all past the purple line, which it looks like we are, we'll get ready to do a 25-second countdown. So party leaders, go ahead and get ready. So if you're an Indom tank, you can go ahead and leave your tank stance on. All other tanks, turn your tank stance off. And again, this is a hard and rage fight, like Lucky said. Make sure you're using food. All right, party leaders, we're going to do that 25-second countdown starting in 3, 2, 1, 25. Cancel the countdown, actually. Let's refresh Indoms real quick before we sorry about that. Indoms, let's go refresh. I wasn't looking at the timer. Cancel that countdown. Sorry about that. We'll go refresh real quick and nice. So sorry about that. All right, is this all of us? All right, we'll invuln in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we'll get ready to pull the boss. So again, we're just going to stay within melee range. Dodge Medusa's Javelin when it comes out. Resolve our orbs in a puddle of the opposite color. 25 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, 25. No pranks this time. $15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 LB2s, LB1s, Tanks established. Alright, AV's going to open up with a Meteor Raid Wide. Once you see the cast, Addles and Reprisals. Meteor Raid Wide. Next, AV is going to create puddles on the ground. These are going to double in size, and we do not want to be standing in these puddles. There is always melee uptime for the first set. We're going to go to max melee range of the boss, and we're going to watch how these grow. Do not be standing in these puddles. They're going to double in size. We're going to collapse within melee range of AV now to dodge Medusa's Javelin. Dodge Medusa's Javelin. Next, AV is going to cleave half the room. We're going to the opposite color side of his bracelets. We're getting to the dark side, dark side, dark side. Get to the dark side. Next, he's going to do a tank buster, so get away from your main tanks. Get away from your main tanks. Alright, next we're going to have two different sets of puddles. One dark and one light. We'll get close to one and away from the other. Do not stand in either. Get ready. We're getting close to dark and away from light. Do not stand in either. Close to dark and away from light. There is melee uptime right underneath the boss. Close to dark and away from light. Meteor Raid Wide after this auto. Alright, we have Turbulent Ether next. Get ready to check your orb and tether. We're going to stay within melee range of AV, and just note our orb and tether. Do not resolve it yet. We're first going to dodge Medusa's Javelin. Note your orb and tether. Dodge Medusa's Javelin. Resolve your orb in a puddle of the opposite color. One per puddle. Or get to the edge of the arena and soak it in Magia defense. Get away from your main tank. There's a tank buster. Once you've resolved your orb, you can collapse back in. There's a double raid wide. And heal back up. Get ready for the second one. Alright, we're going to stay stacked in the center of the arena. We're not going to follow our tanks. We're going to stay in the center and pop Eureka Potion. Do not follow your tanks. Stay stacked in the center.
Puedes esperar 20 minutos o 15 minutos, no te escuché, estoy con mi audífono. No.
Get to the light side. Get to the light side of the room.
¿Me puedes esperar?
I had light side, light side. Get to the light side of the room. Dark side, dark side, dark side. We're going to stay in the center here. Stay in the dark side. We're going to run to the edge of the arena now. Get to the edge of the arena. After we take this damage, we're going to collapse in within a melee range of AV now. Collapse within melee range, dodge Medusa's Javelin. Get away from your main tanks. There's a tank buster. Get away from main tanks. Alright, we have a few dead. We're going to wait to pull the owls till they bounce.
Alright. So we're going to wait for the sacks. These owls, they have a cast called On the Properties of Darkness. If it goes off, it'll remove a buff from everyone in range of the cast. We do not want that to go off. For that reason, we want to stun the cast. So we do not want to have too many debuffs on the owls, so we ask that you do not dot them. Yeah, so we can stun them. So Green, is it you or Pork calling?
Oh, either. I don't care. Pork can call.
Alright. Let us know when the... Oh.
Sorry, I think it's...
That's okay, that's okay. Don't pull the next towel. Let's wait for the sacks.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Says Sky.
Are the sacks up?
Let's.
Okay.
No, they're not. They're not. Wait. Aya is still second. Do not pull the owl.
I know some are in PSN only chat in one of the groups, so
That's okay. Do not worry about it. We're up. Okay. So we can pull the owl now. So, welcome to Ozma. Quark's gonna help us out here, and I'm gonna refresh Indom.
No, let's cutscenes go off first, so give a second.
Oh yeah, there's a cutscene, sorry.
Okay, first things first, do not jump down, especially if you're new. I'll explain why in a moment. So Ozma starts off in Sphere Phase. When Ozma is in Sphere Phase, we're going to have the main tank taking heavy hits. During this phase, we cycle addles and reprisals, and the healers will focus on the main tank. We'll split up the parties based on what Lucky wants in a moment, but just be ready for when you drop down a healer. There'll be one main tank per platform, and during Sphere Phase, you're focused on healing. Next phase we always see is Star Phase. In Star Phase, we are sharing auto attacks on the left side of the platform. During this phase, you can see the little circle in the middle of the platform, the little bluish circle. There'll be a knockback that comes from that circle. You always get knocked either to Ozma or to the back of the platform from this knockback. I'll call out when it's safe to use knockback mitigations, but you can always just get knocked to Ozma or to the back of the platform. During this phase, later on, we see meteors, but I'll explain that in a moment. Next phase we might see is Cube Phase. In this phase, the tanks are on the right side of the platform, staying on the platform, and the party is to the left. It does a laser attack that can cleave you, so you do not want to get hit by this. During this phase, we see a stack mechanic. It always occurs at the front of the platform first. When the stack mechanic occurs, there is a small knockback called Holy. You want to get knocked straight back, never to the sides. That way you won't fall off the edge. The second knockback always occurs at either the C or the D wave marker. And the last most complicated phase would be Triangle. Triangle, one healer per party is baiting the auto attacks at the back of the platform. It does a bleed effect, which is an AoE bleed effect. So the healers can work out in the party who is baiting the auto attacks. During this phase, we can see acceleration bombs. The acceleration bomb will be a dice icon that appears on your no chocobo, no raise debuff list. I'll call out when they are applied, and you just check and double check your icons. If you see it, make sure you're not moving when it ticks down. I always be on the safe side and stop moving around 5 seconds or less. If you're moving, auto-attacking, casting spells, or anything like that, as it ticks off, it explodes and it hits you for about 90% of your health and everyone else around you. This can occur with other mechanics, so you need to be watching for when acceleration bombs are applied. The only time you really need to prioritize moving during acceleration bomb is if you have a meteor with you. So meteors occur in Triangle and Star Phase. Meteors will be dropped down on these 2 specific wave markers, 1 or 2, 1 meteor per wave marker. I'll be repeating those words, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, over and over again until I see both meteors on all the wave markers there. What happens is it drops a radial, and we run to the front of the platform to take the damage. In the case that 2 meteors are placed on top of each other, you would basically run to where the meteor was not placed, so you'd be on the safe side. Unless I say otherwise, put on your damage mitigation, anything that you can do to survive. Tanks would probably use LBs if they have it. That's if there's double meteors on one spot. Otherwise, just mitigate and stay at the front of the platform. These radials will spawn 2 adds. The adds will be priority. We need to focus on those. There is an occurrence where meteor is applied to people that have acceleration bombs. In this case, you want to prioritize the meteor. You'll take the damage from the acceleration bomb, but you won't. The meteor misplacement is more dangerous, so you need to prioritize meteors 1 and 2. If you're confused about how to which way marker to run to, pick one, commit to it. If the other player with a marker above their head is running ahead of you, adjust to that person and run to the other way marker. If you want to jump when I say meteors are coming out, you'll see above your head it jumps with you. You can also start moving as if you have it. So, again, meteors are always priority. Finally, as Ozma shapeshifts back into sphere phase, we have black hole. When I referenced the little circle in the middle of the platform before from the knockback, you want to stand in that button for black hole. So when I say black holes are coming, you stand in that button for melees and tanks. For ranged, casters, physical, and healers, run to the circle to the right of your platform, the ring circle. We always have the casters and range players always go to the right, melee and tanks in the middle. You need to be standing inside a button, otherwise you get sucked out and deposited into Hydatos base camp. If you get confused, make sure you're in a button. All buttons need to have at least one player, but typically that's covered by vets. Just make sure if you're new that you're in a button. Finally, as you drop down, there's 2 important things to remember. Do not greed the sides of this platform. Always run down straight down the aisles. This includes before and during the fights as you're resolving mechanics. It is very easy to fall off the edge, and you get deposited to the south platform if you do. You remember it may not proc if that happens, so you want to prioritize running down the middle of the aisles. And 2, do not auto-attack Ozma early, it starts the engagement. Finally, if you do get sucked out, please do not leave the party. If you do, you're breaking the limit break gauge, so please stay in the party. And if you die during Ozma and you're not sucked out, please don't AFK. We have many people that will battle sack you. Just stay at your computer if you die. You may get battle sacked, and you can still have a chance to clear. That's it for my explanations. I believe tanks will be coming up soon. We'll mark them, which tank is standing on which platform. Lucky you can assign platforms right now.
All right. So we have all 6 full groups, right? I think so. We can do the standard. Groups 1 and 2 on the northwest. Groups 3 and 4 on the northeast. And groups 5 and 6 south. I think the main tanks are green, Argy, and Tila. When they get here, they're still coming up. They will be standing on the button so that the people on the platform, even if they're not in your party, healers should prioritize the tanks. The main tanks, I should say. In that case, Sila, Green, and Argy. Other than that, make sure you have your waymarks on. Everyone take notice of waymarks 1 and 2, the meteor ones. And if you're ready, get down to your platform, do not target Ozma, and wait for Pork to call for the countdown.
So part of this, once you're reached down to your platform and you notice everyone's around you, do a ready check, and you can use yell chat to tell me when everyone is ready. Party leaders also mark the main tank for the platform for the healers so that they can see who they're focusing on heals during sphere phase. And also, again, just to double check, make sure 1 healer per party is baiting bleeds at the back of the platform for triangle phase. If your food buff is 10 minutes or less, it's probably a good idea to refresh it.
Yeah, this is also a hard enrage fight. Food buff spots are heavily encouraged. Oh, let me ready check. Sorry. Group 1 is ready.
6 is ready.
5 is ready.
In group 4? Okay. We'll do a 30-second countdown. That 30-second countdown will begin in 3, 2, 1, now. So heads up for all range players, the first mechanic of this, you can stay pre-positioned at the back of the platform. "15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, LBs, LB1s, tanks engage. So tanks are taking heavy auto attacks in Sphere Phase, cycle Al's, reprisals, and focus heals. When Ozma shapeshifts, we'll get to the back of the platform. Starting now, get to the back of the platform. When we return to Ozma, we do so as a group sharing auto attacks. A few auto attacks. When you start seeing the ground markers, it will be a knockback emanating from the middle of the platform. Get knocked to Ozma or use your knockback mitigation for this. Get knocked to Ozma or knockback mitigate. And then regroup. We're still sharing auto attacks. We have 3 until Black Hole. Range again, you're going to the button on the ring, melee the button in the middle. One more auto attack. After the next auto attack, range start running to the ring. Alright, good to go. Be on a circle. If you're not on a ring circle, or I mean a button, you will end up getting sucked out. Tanks are taking heavy auto attacks starting now. Focus heals, cycle Al's and reprisals. The shade is out in the back. We're going to position ourselves to the back of the platform. Tanks will still be taking heavy auto attacks, by the way, so when turns, cycle Al's and reprisals, focus heals. The next Shade mechanic is paired with an Ozma transformation. The Shade mechanic occurs first. Shade is out. Position yourselves. Off the platform. Afterwards, we're going to get to the back of the platform. Starting now, get to the back of the platform. When we return, we're steering auto attacks. Be prepared, meteors will be coming out. When meteors come out, take them to the 1 and 2 way markers. 1 and 2 for meteors, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Stay stacked together for other people. We're going to take the damage at the front of the platform and then knock back to Ozma. Take the damage first. Get knocked to Ozma. Tanks pick up the ads. Focus on killing the ads. Stay stacked together. We're sharing auto attacks. There's going to be another knockback from the center. I'll say which direction gets knocked. You're going to get knocked to the back of the platform. Wait before returning. There's a little bit delay before the mechanic shoots off. Then return to Ozma, staying stacked together. We're sharing auto attacks. Range, you can go ahead and run to your ring buttons. That is coming next. Melee, be prepared to run to the middle. Get on a circle. If you're not, you're going to get sucked out and deposited into base camp. Tanks are again taking heavy auto attacks in Sphere Phase, cycle Al's, reprisals, and focus heals. Shade is out. We're going to position ourselves, staying at Ozma, get in close. After the mechanic shoots off, you get off the platform after the mechanic. Get off the platform now. Acceleration bombs are about to be applied, so be ready to check for your debuffs. They are now applied. Double check your debuffs, see if you have one. If you have it, stop moving with 5 seconds left. Be prepared for Meteor. I also forgot to say, heals auto bleeds at the back. Meteor on northeast seems fine. We're good. Take the damage at the front of the platform. Pick up the ads, kill them. There's one auto attack that heroes can bait for bleeds. Be prepared to run back in for a stack. Shade is out in the back. Get to the back of the platform. Get prepared for acceleration bombs. They have been reapplied. Double check your debuffs. Return to Ozma, except for healers. You're going to bait. Stack mechanic at the front. Sorry, stack mechanic at the front. Then bait for bleeds in the back. Bait for bleeds. Range players, you can go ahead and go to your ring buttons now. Actually, while moving, while attacking. Melee, you can go to your middle buttons. Make sure you're on a button. Tanks are again taking heavy auto attacks in sphere phase, so cycle Al's reprises and focus heals. And finally, we're going to get the final shade mechanics, and that's going to be shared with a Q phase. So just heads up. Get off the platform, After the mechanic shoots down the middle, it is Q phase, tanks to the right, parties to the left, being tight to Ozma. Pick up the orbs just so they don't blow up on everybody. And we can damage from here to kill it. It'll be fine. A small holy knockback. Don't get knocked off the edge, but it's pretty much fine. And if this is your first clear, congratulations. You need to pick up the coffer on the south side of the platform. I'm gonna let some cutscenes go off too.
Now is also the time to test exactly how sharp the edges in this platforms are. Razors.
And for the new folks, once the cutscene's done, make sure that you take the exit portal to finish your quest line. You need to finish it inside the BA. If you don't, you have to run this Ozma fight again, which is no problem, but if you want the mount tonight, make sure you go through the exit portal and finish the quest line and get the mount from the achievement menu. Thank you, Lucky, for the run.
Bang up job, all of you.
Thank you so much to everyone for making it. It was clean as fuck. I hope I didn't get anyone confused about anything in the middle of the run. I had a lot of fun. So thank you for coming. I for sure will be doing this more. And hope to see you next time.
Thank you, Lucky, for the run.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lucky.
Thanks. You need a new AV color.
That's pretty toxic, Wooly.
Yeah, I did not like that movie. He refreshed my Indomit Scoo. Well, I'm gonna head off because I'm starving.
Are you doing maps, dude?
Shit. No, I'm gonna eat, dude. I'm gonna eat a fuck ton. I'm so hangry. Hangry.
Go get your food, bud. It was a good run. Good shit.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I think there's one more run tonight, and that's about... Oh, two. No, Naya's run at midnight, but... No, 11. Naya's at 11. I gotta get that straight. Bang up job, everyone. Look forward to the next run.
As always.